What is happening, crew? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're coming from. Much love to you. Dad, how we doing today?
Your father is doing fantastic today. We are just coming through. We had a really cold, nasty little storm here last night. Got really cold.
Hmm.
But Elizabeth and I were nice and warm in our sauna, listening to the storm go by. And life of luxury when you have a sauna. Let me tell you right now,
Hmm.
amazing. I love that thing. Fantastic, Brent. Having a good morning. Got some coffee still going. It's morning here for us. So, how you doing there, B man?
Man, good. I'm not lapping in the Swedish luxuries that you are, but I'm trying to stay warm. Trying to stay warm
Finish.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah, finish. Yeah, the Finns.
yeah,
The Swedes
yeah.
make other things. I need to look up what those other things are. Yeah, no, we got rain here in California, which uh everybody knows we so desperately needed. So very happy
Yeah.
about that. Um, got the planetary alignments here. Um, yeah, I'm
When
feeling
is
it.
that?
I'm feeling the spirit. It's been happening the last week, but yeah, last night all the planets were lined up, like all the major planets close to us. Um, which is pretty cool, man. And yeah,
Very
take,
cool.
take what you will. The spiritual energy is kicking hard. And
Right.
I was talking to Cody and to Peaky the last couple days here, and that's how I got Air Brenter here. Um, which is the perfect nickname, Peaky, because I am the air sign, even as the water bearer, and it all
Yeah.
just the more it's so funny with all that stuff. The more you read it, you take it with a grain of salt, but there's some cool things to attach to. There's some cool growth patterns that you can have when you kind of understand your personality and you understand what it is that you might be truly seeking. And to have friends that I've made through this channel that man, I just want to sit and listen to those people run. It's like I've wanted to sit and listen to you run for 38 years, Dad. It's just been really fun to reach out to everybody and get to know all of you. We're all about that around here. MK, what's up?
Oh yeah.
We got Hakan going to bed
Yeah.
soon. Right
Yeah.
on, brother.
Becky.
We got Muddy.
XRP V2. Is that version 2?
That's V2. He had some like YouTube issues. Um, he's been
Oh,
in with
okay.
us. He's been in with us forever, and
Ever.
yeah, ever. I feel like he was there at the very beginning. Um,
Wasn't he the one that
now we're like
accidentally
this.
didn't he get like who's the one that got deleted that we couldn't get it back up? Wasn't
That
it
was
him?
him. That was
Yeah.
him. And I did like
Okay.
everything I could, and then he went V2. So
Oh,
beautiful.
okay. There we go. Mama Zap, love it.
Good morning, Joanna. Good
XR
afternoon. Good afternoon to you, dear.
XR Poodle. Dude, I
Good.
love that. I love that. I, I've spent well over a decade of my life as a poodle. And I know it's a deep, long subject, but
What is a poodle, Dad?
it, you know, though, right?
I think, but I
Yeah.
don't know.
Okay. Well, when you work in a ski resort, the ski
Hmm.
instructors are known as poodles. So
Okay.
there you got to deal with it. But yeah, poodle. Yeah. We all the ski patrol, and we save lives around here, Alan. I'm like, yeah, and you probably learned how to ski to save lives from somebody who teaches skiing. Just saying. Yeah. What do we got here, Brent? What do we got today?
Yeah, we got interesting news about staff accounting bulletins. Very interesting stuff, guys. Really,
Staff accounting bulletins.
Yeah. So we know SAB 121, right? So is essentially the SEC kind of dictating what banks can't do, liabilities on their books, that really being geared at digital assets. So what's coming down the pipe here is SAB 122. I'm just going to read it to you guys. Or Staff Accounting Bulletin number 122 is a directive issued by the SEC that rescinds the previous guidance under SAB 121 regarding how banks and financial institutions account for crypto assets held for customers. This change simplifies the accounting requirements, allowing banks to determine their liabilities related to safeguarding these assets without the previous obligation to classify them as liabilities on their balance sheet. What I wanted to ask you about that is, can you give me kind of big picture on liabilities and what I guess maybe to what you see going forward for these financial institutions and how they're able to hold these things, sell these things, how they're able to classify these things. It's
first of all, we got to get into the fact that they change definitions of words, let alone accounting ability and the rest of it. Like it's all fugazi. You know what I mean? It's all just a mess. And they, as soon as they decide something looks eminent and critical, they change the rule on it.
Yeah.
So the fact that they're even playing by a rule book is right. Sure. Okay. It looks good in the media, but they massage all the numbers. I don't know if you saw last year we were 800,000 jobs incorrect in what we said we had. Like when we redid the books, we were like, well, actually it was nearly 1 million people more got laid off than we said. Well, it's just accounting. It's not a big deal, but we just it slipped under the rug and then we never saw it. So, and you're just like, what? Like what? Like
1 million?
Explain the fact that I can say one word wrong on this platform and they'll shut me down, but you can't find a 1 million people got laid off.
Quite the oversight.
Yeah. I'm just guessing that maybe you could have figured that out. So to answer the question more directly, what that liabilities, what that means in a true accounting sense would be, you have a P&L, right? Okay, you have a profit loss margin, and you have to say, okay, this is a profit column, this is a loss column. And the way, or I know this sounds crazy, right? But the accounting that our nation uses is whatever the ridiculous, I forgot what the number is, billions of dollars that student loans owe the government, that's in the good column.
Right.
You're like, excuse me? They owe what? Hundreds of billions of dollars over here, but that's in our good column. Yeah, that's good for us. We like that. And we're like, okay. Clearly, you guys don't run a system the way a household has to run it because we have to actually pay stuff and do stuff. Right. So
Right.
What I think with the accounting, especially with the FOB 121, what I think we are about to obtain is, okay, you guys get to cheat and lie and rule with all the rules that we've been able to do. That's what's coming. That's what we voted on. That's what the Senate voted on. It passed. That's what the House passed it. That's when it went to Sleepy Joe. He vetoed it. And then it went back to the Senate and didn't quite get enough votes. That's going to get passed now. And I did about a 30-minute dissertation last Thursday night. You guys should look it up on what I think that's going to mean strategically in some manners of what banking is going to be able to do in the future with crypto. So I don't think I answered your question.
No, that's good. Just wanted to make sure we touched on it. Get everybody else looking at it. Yeah, I still haven't seen Thursday, Dad. I just got going on it. But I was tuning into your video before that. When you're talking about the velocity of money and kind of the ability to use it with the power of it when you use it within your own either country or county or town or system.
Right.
I want to hear about that, man. That's what I'm excited about us, getting done in Vegas and, presenting to everybody. And it's like, okay, how are we going to use this thing within our own community here? But how are we going to use this thing, just outside of us? How are we going to how do you want to use crypto, Dad? In what you do day to day in the future. And I'll be happy to get into that too.
Like going forward, I would like to, these are my wish lists. I would like to eliminate bank accounts. Gone. Yeah. I think if you can fog a mirror, you're a human being, you have an account, and you are part of this global world in which we all live. I don't need your blood type. You're clearly a human being. Okay. Now, obviously, some are going to have better credit, and some are going to have different ratings, and so all that. But everybody should be able to transact globally with each other. That's the number one goal for me. This is what I don't like about rules, laws, regulations, permits, red tape, ridiculousness. Bothers me a lot. And the crypto space is, and especially in the last couple of years, because of the anti-Gary thing, everybody wants regulation. And I really think they baited us into this thing to some degree. And I'm just like, man, you really don't want regulation. You really don't. Because here's the thing. Crypto is global. Okay? Global. Yet you're getting regulation in US, regulation in Mexico, regulation in Guatemala. And all of that just creates this cluster. You know the next word after that one. So it creates this cluster that everybody's like, well, that doesn't fly over here. And we're transacting from here to Guatemala. So that rule A15 says that you can't do what you just did with your crypto. I'm done with that. You're a human being. You have the digits. You have the money. You have what you say you have. And I want to transact with you. Period. This should be the goal of mankind.
Yeah.
Wish list of Alan, number one. Yeah. And anybody that doesn't want that, you have to question who they are inside. Period. You have to ask yourself, what's in it for you then, middleman? Why you're trying to manipulate mankind here? Let's open this book right. That's the beauty of crypto. Like I always like to say, it's like playing poker with all the cards up. No more hiding your cards.
Yeah.
Wide open. No rules and regulations. Oh, well, you broke code, even Fab 121. There's a red tape, and there's on page 950 it says that. Like, no, man, no. Your ignorance is past. Your ignorance is baby boomer and older. Go away. We don't want that. And I'm not bagging on boomers. I am one, but I'm just saying analog is done. We need to be faster, more efficient, and more open sourced. That's what we need to do. There you go. I went on. I didn't mean to rant on that one, but that one. Yeah.
I love how you're calling it Fab, Dad. It's Sab. So I just put in there for the crew. We need new acronym for what Fab is.
Yeah,
we're gonna. Right. That'll be our terminology going forward for it.
I was gonna go with never mind where I was going. Maybe we'll talk about that one off air.
So yes, I mean, really, that's right. That's where our heads are at, Dad. Number one, we want a decentralized ecosystem, in where we can use crypto. We can buy it, we can sell it, we can trade it, and that's always been my number one, too. In a way, it's just like I was explaining it to my best friend at work recently, like all this stuff. I just gave him the blockchain breakdown. I'm like, okay, dude, it came up, and I'm like, okay, dude, here it is. Here's my 2-page dissertation, and it's like, I want to be able to go to my dad and like, wow, dude, I really love your truck. I love it more than you do. Here's this for that, and it's done. And there isn't the red tape.
No,
that would be very, very nice.
Yeah, and I think we're getting really close. Really close to the technology. Just saying. That's sort of what I like about Bitcoin so much. It's like governments just said, oh, you mean there's nothing we can do to stop it? There's no plug to pull. There's no gun to put to anybody's head. There's no army that can make it go away. It's like, oh, then we better figure this out and have to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they've had to do. So that's what I like about crypto technology is like it doesn't care what you think. It's just code. We don't care what your opinion or your government or your tradition or even to some degree your religion or whatever you think is important that we have to put on the moniker of exchange of human goods and work ethic and the storage of those man hours you put in. We don't care about any of that. This is an exchange between human beings and goods or time spent. And it's such a primal way of looking at it that we all get lost in the weeds. We all get lost in the... Don't even get me started on some of the stuff that I heard people say over the last week about Bitcoin maxis and XRP maxis. And like, I am so sick of it that I just cannot believe that people can understand how the beauty of crypto for mankind and they get hung up on that. It's like, wake up. I know news is slow. I get it. I got that. And you got to make a video or 3 every day. And I understand you got a insatiable appetite to please other people and get more likes. I get all that. But please, grow a brain and a conscience and understand what this means to mankind well-being, not just padding your pocket with likes or clicks. Please. Northern Living. I am a crypto maxi. Exactly. That's me. Yeah.
So many good comments, guys. Lion, appreciate you. Get your crypto out of the exchanges. Find your wallet, everybody. What's that wallet going to be? What are those exit strategies? You know, my dad does so much content on those types of things. Another reason we're doing the Vegas thing the way we're doing the Vegas thing is to have those tools and abilities, and you know, who's got the banging wallet, who's got the best project going on the blockchain, who's trying to work the AMM, all those things. We gotta get into it. Crypto equals fix my boat. What's up, Brett? Brett also freaking awesome, baby.
I like that.
Faster and better. Yes.
Faster and better works too. That yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the rooster drunk.
Sorry about it's like it's the rooster moment. Like there's about an hour every day that they just like it's rooster-thon right now. And we have like this is like another month, 2 weeks, we're gonna have like there's a dozen roosters out there. And in like a week or two, there will only be like 3. So anyway, it'll get better. Yeah. You know what I wanted to do? I saw Gary did this on his show, and I love it a lot. He said, "Hey, could everybody post who posts? Just post your age. How old are you? And if you're a lady, you can knock 5 off. It's okay. Whatever you want to do."
Okay.
But it's really cool. I thought it was really cool as I was watching it. I was like, wow. Look at the diversity in it. You know what I mean? Everybody was like from 30 to 60 in his group. And I think that is crypto. Crypto, believe it or not, the people that have the time, younger people don't have the time. They know what it is, and they're on their phone, and they get it every now and then, but they're not like, they don't have the time for it. Everybody is like I was saying, like 35 to 70. 75. See, look at it. See,
right now, right now it's 44 to 70 right now is our group.
Right. Like
people, yeah. Brittany and I are 36 and 38.
So like everybody's lived some life, you know. They're not 20. Yeah. And I think that's really says a lot. It really does. And that's Mary G put 39. I know that means 45. I know. I get it. No, I know. Nancy's 72 is the oldest we have. Right on, girl. You got me beat by 7.
Evan, good morning. We were all a lot younger before the lawsuit.
Yeah, we were. Yeah, it aged all of us, didn't it?
Yeah, oh yeah. Like, oh, how much are they going to put us through with all this?
Peaky, I haven't registered the truck yet. It's a great question. What a pain in the neck that thing's. I don't even want to. Yeah, I'm going to go there real quick. So the guy who was working on the truck, just pulling the engine, putting the engine back in with heavy equipment, the stuff I can't do, you know, I don't have the equipment for. He lost his shop. Like I had to move everything out of that shop last week, and just immediately. It's like I got to get everything out by the end of the week. I'm like, what? Yeah. So the couple that owned it, he was on a month-to-month, and anyway.
No way, man.
I know. So now I have to do all of it, which is kind of cool because I wanted to do it anyway. But on the other hand, I have a busy life and I really don't have time for it. But anyway, so it's probably going to be a month or 2, I'm guessing, before I register it. So we still have time to come up with a cool name. I do Uh, I do like, what was it? For My Crew, STP Crew. Those two were good.
For My Crew is so perfect for you.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's my dad's number too. That's it.
What's that?
And then there was, third place, also Firewalker.
Firewalker. But then it looks like the fireman owns it, because it'll look like Fireworker, and it's probably it'll probably
true Californian.
Yeah. One Fam Crew.
Yeah, that's a great shop. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Is he okay, Dad?
Yeah, no, he's okay.
Shop. Yeah,
he's okay. He's looking for another location, but he's going on vacation. Good for him. He's going on a cruise for a week. But that was planned, 6 months ago. So this timing has just been really bad. Yeah.
Oh, dude, the cruiser. The cruiser. Oh, no.
No, it's too many letters.
So good. We'll just do cruiser.
Cruiser is good.
Cruiser is pretty solid.
Yeah. Cruiser. I like it. I'm going to have to write that one down. You guys are so creative, man. I love it.
SCP was an acronym when I was a merchant marining. It was mandatory safety meetings called Stop, Talk, Proceed.
Yeah.
That's cool.
STP is a band that Stone Temple Pilots.
Mm-hmm.
The lead singer went to the high school I went to. Oh, sorry, lead guitarist. The lead singer that went to my high school is Eddie Vedder, actually, from Pearl Jam. He went to the same school, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
SoCal puts out rock stars, everybody.
Oh,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Just crazy. Baseball players and rock stars.
Yeah, baseball players and rock stars. Yeah, and football players.
Uh-huh.
I think it's USC's had more drafted in the NFL. I think they're still above Alabama. I don't know. What do I know? That I like these.
There was a couple questions too. We'll get to, guys. See ya. I see you. Okay, so you're telling me there's a chance. What do you guys think the chances are of no crypto tax legislation happening?
Okay, with a caveat. What do you think, Brent? Let's go with yours first. What do you think?
No crypto tax legislation happening. 0%, because
let's just go with a goose egg.
I don't trust these fools any farther than I can pick them up and throw them. So honestly,
where is that?
I gotta be honest where my heart's at, because we're the crew, you know. 0 is
okay.
Dad?
Well, I'm going to be slightly more optimistic than that.
Oh, good. Good.
0 is pretty low. It's a high hurdle for me, actually. So here's what. With a caveat. Okay, it's a very broad question for number one. But I think if you're an American crypto, it's a possibility. So I'm going to say if you're an American crypto company or crypto, I'm going to say your likelihood is at least 50%, maybe even as high as 70% that that's the case. I'm going to say, because again, it's a broad question, so I'm going to go broad with the answer. If you're a crypto company, you could be tax exempt. That is more like 90% possibility, because that's what El Salvador did, and they all moved there. El Salvador said, hey, you bring your crypto company here, we don't charge you anything. Do business here, make it happen. That could happen. So I'm going to say that's like 90% possibility.
Yeah.
But for you and I to hold on crypto and not pay capital gains tax, I think is highly likely in the future, only because of this reason. How do you go and take your XRP or whatever your coin is to Starbucks and you trade it for a coffee? How are you going to come up with a capital gains tax on that $4 purchase? And who's going to account for all that? And how you like, are you kidding me? The billions of transactions? Because remember, we're going to start taking over the credit card companies, and every transaction is going to be a selling of a coin, and probably in profit for most people. It's like, how are you going to account for all of that? It's almost virtually impossible to do. So, yeah, I'm going to say that. However, right? Yeah. So whatever percentage that is pretty high. Yeah. I want to talk about something Trump said the other day, and I know, you would think the man drinks a lot, doesn't drink at all, right? But he said that he was discussing or considering getting rid of taxation for American citizens. This is something I was talking about 5 years ago when he was making the moves that he was making with our Treasury. Remember, I talk about this a lot on this channel. Back in the 1850s, all the way up until the Federal Reserve, we ran a deflationary economy on tariffs. We didn't need to tax the people. He wants to do that again. Let's look at it now. Let's look at the 1850s all the way up to 1913, right? What was America then? Farming and industry, right? So it created all of its own products. So let's fast forward to 2025. Does America create much of its own product? No. It farms a lot, okay? But it doesn't. So what does that mean? There's even more tariff revenue possible today per citizen than there was back then. Is it mathematically unlikely? Not really, but it is a massive opportunity and possible. It can happen. People tell me all the time, oh, well, tariffs never work and they're not going to work and this and that. And I know you were just watching the show I did on that. You don't understand taxation if you think that won't work. Oh, no, it's just going to raise all the prices. But remember, it's in direct correlation to if somebody pays more for a carrot, okay, and they don't pay tax anymore, what is that balance? As soon as you balance the both together, they can stay equal. Understand? So if you're getting more people in there, let's remember, we work until May to pay the federal government. So if you eliminate those 4 months, 3 months, total taxation, but 4 months in the quarter, you are looking at how much money Mr. Smith is going to go out and spend. He's going to spend more, which is going to build your economy, which is going to create more need for goods coming in as tariff, creating more tariffs. And the combination really works if you, and I said this in the video, obviously, but only if you have an economy that is a service-based economy and a demand-based economy and free spending economy. It doesn't work if you're an exporter. obviously. And we're in the perfect, US is in the perfect shoes to do that. No other country could do it the way this one could, because the whole world wants to sell goods to America.
Yeah, I loved your point. That's what jumped out in the video is Americans buy foreign goods. We love buying foreign goods. Everything we've got here, all of our stuff is foreign goods.
Yeah.
And so behooves one to look at that. Yeah, no, I love the optimistic take. The zero is mostly joking. But it makes you wonder too, what types of taxes are built into your cup of coffee, on the big picture of it, and whatever we purchase, we're being taxed. That's just the nature of states and the beast here. So for other nations, Dad, and for these companies that are outsourcing their product, say to the United States, is that yes, they still need to do that and do business with us, but does that affect them negatively? Increasing that to where now they're taking the hit on their end versus like the taxpayer on this end.
You mean they be in the foreign country?
Yeah.
Well,
the exporter.
Okay. I don't want to get too deep into this, but I'm going to try and explain the economics of this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When you start to understand that the better and faster and more competition that we have per widget, the cheaper they get. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How they have balanced this on a global banking network is by printing money. Okay. So the value of the cost of all things is going down. The cost of everything to produce and to make, and there's less human hours in it, it's more bots, it's more AI, it's more all of that. Everything should be getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. How they've changed that, and they've known that forever, because why? They tell you that, 2% inflation is good for you. That 2% inflation, if you ever ask them, well, where does that come from? What that means is the cost of the goods have gone down, and yet they've printed 2% over what those costs of good going down did. In other words, it should be 98%, but it's 102%. And that fat is you and I's back. And there's no excuse for that. They dilute your money by printing more money. Why? Because they have the permission to do so at the top. If they had to balance a budget, and if they had to actually account for every dollar they made, or
mm-hmm.
try to run at a surplus. Wow, what a magical concept that is. That's what the whole tariff thing is about. All of a sudden, the government earning money so the citizens don't have to pay the money. Like, I give you a great, right. For instance, in my lifetime, in many of us' lifetime, in 2008, as we all know, was a very bad time in the world. All these banks got bailed out. All these motor companies got bailed out. I think except for Ford, I think all of them got bailed out. They got $1 billion, $1 billion for you, and $1 billion for you, and $1 billion for you. Okay. Why didn't we, since the taxpayer bailed those companies out, why didn't we get cut in on the profits of those companies to pay the $1 billion back? We keep giving Boeing billions and billions of dollars to keep them relevant, to keep our people employed, is what the politicians will tell you. But the bottom line is, why don't we get returns on that so we don't have to pay as much tax?
Right. It should be technically citizen owned, right? Should
I don't
be
want to go complete
in a,
socialism, but yeah,
yeah.
you should at least pay the loan back minimally.
Like you
Yeah,
said, they don't have to run a household like we have to run a household.
right.
Not the same thing at the top.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
And the
ooh,
tax, and nobody minds paying taxes so long as it goes to the right place. My question is, and I think Elon has the same question, hey, where's all this money going? What do we actually, I mean, we're paying for one-legged chimps in Africa to, grow a brain or something. It's like, what are all these slush funds really doing? Where's this money going? And why are we exporting money all over the world? Why? When people in Tennessee, North Carolina, don't have a roof over their head.
yeah.
That's unacceptable. That right there has to come to some kind of conclusion. And it's not a political statement at all. It's a human being statement. You're going to tax these people, and you're not going to help the people after you've taken their money. That doesn't work anywhere in nature.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Where's the morality in that?
No.
Where is that money going?
And Becky brings up I want audits. Exactly.
Yeah, accountability.
Let's remember, like, I had a great discussion with, I won't throw him under the bus here, but somebody who has another channel that we've met, Brent. But he and I had a gold conversation on the phone last week. And I said, well, he can't wrap his head around Bitcoin. He's a gold guy. And I'm like, okay, I get it. I understand gold, but it's, it's this and that. I said, look, here's the problem with gold. How much gold is in Fort Knox?
I don't know.
Supposedly, what is it, 80 tons, supposedly. When is the last time it was audited? How often is it audited? And are we sure that there's not tungsten in there or gold plated? Are we positive? Right? When's the last time we audited the Fed? We haven't. So that's the issue with gold. The difference between gold and Bitcoin, or many crypto, it's 10 seconds with XRP, but Bitcoin gets audited every 10 minutes. Show us your audit. Show us the gold is there. Why won't they tell us? Why won't they show us? What's the big secret here? Yeah. So it's yeah.
I don't like secrets.
Right.
And that's why you audit. That's why you blockchain. And no more secrets. and with all this talk, economics and business and what's good business for humans, there has to be that, or it's the same history, it's the same story that has always happened, where the ruler of your nation that you're living in doesn't play by the rules. They aren't accountants. They just dictate and give orders and have wants.
Right. And I'm pretty sure
that has to be slowed down or stopped.
Yeah. I mean, I can't even why was the word audit even invented? It had a good purpose for it. Like why, if you're not going to use it, why does it even exist? How come we have to audit what we owe you every year, but you don't have to audit what it got spent on? I hope that goes away soon.
They're saying about 4,500 tons of gold, half the gold reserves in the United States. They claim.
Right.
Claim.
Yeah, that's right. The Pentagon I don't think the Pentagon has ever actually passed an audit. They've failed everyone I've ever even heard of. Yeah. So Yeah.
John, I had a question. If everything is put under trust, zero?
Yeah. Yeah. Technically, right? I think what the big question going forward is what who do we owe? Who do we owe the interest on this fake money that came out of the sky that we know the Federal Reserve is not federal and they don't have any reserves? They
Mm-hmm.
claim they have reserves, but then they give us these reserves and then we have to pay them interest on those reserves that we know they don't have and don't exist. When is that whole fairy tale? I mean, that's bigger than Santa Claus. When is that going to go away? You know?
Yeah.
When are we going to say, oh, we see, oh, yeah, that whole Jekyll Island thing, these families got together and created this Federal Reserve and they're going to lend money to the American citizens and we're just going to collect all the interest on it for generations to come. Well, wait a minute. Why? Why are we paying interest on money that you created out of thin air? Yeah. And what if we just said, no, we're not paying that? I know it creates a bond default across the planet that would absolutely be a real mess. And that is probably the biggest reason why we're not going to do it like that. But, I think we're going to be able to do some stuff with crypto going forward. I really do. Yeah. I'd like to see us actually come to some realizations of some form of Austrian economics instead of this whole delusional, scheme that we're in. I'd like to see it come to some kind of conclusions. I really would. It's not lost on this man that they've played the game in their favor. Their finger's been on the scale the whole time. How do we get the finger off the scale? That's the hard part because the people that control the scale are so intertwined with government and politicians and banking and money creation, and all of it is just such a mess. Yeah, I know. Yeah, there is no Santa, by the way. What? No kids.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's
okay.
not a.
Okay, we're all old in here. Evan, the future will be government working for the people, or they will not have a job. That's my dream. That is my dream. And the one that I've been on about with my friends and people close to me is that accountability of who's the people running the show and what they say they're going to do and the changes that you're optimistic and excited about. I think that always needs to be, there always has to be some critical, we all have to be accountants of that in our own countries to achieve that and to get to the things like, hey, we're not paying you guys this interest anymore. It's going to take a lot of strength and accountability for everybody. And we can't be divided in it. We cannot be divided. It's why I hate politics so much. It's why I'm disenchanted on voting. I'm not into radicals, man. I'm into us. If the people in the general wave decide, hey, okay, this is how we feel, man. We're gonna work this out. We're gonna get through this stuff. All the isms and all the crap and all the, we're already working through it as humanity goes. I think we're a lot less wild, ape than we used to be. I really think that. But what are the things that we have to fight? Okay, can we all fight them together? What are the things that should be supported? Can we all support them together? That yes, there will always be radicals and there will always be two sides, but with that, you can start to find balance and have more of us together working to help somebody or working to change something. Like that, it might sound optimistic, it might sound like a dream, but I think that's worth talking about. I think it's worth being open-minded for, so that if my brother or sister needs help or they need a push, there's a lot of us there that are open and positive enough to push them. Comments are so good
Yeah.
today, guys. US is a brand. We need to be profitable, just like any other brand. Why would you want to be in the negative? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a great question.
Yeah. The fact that you're in the negative is why you have to create more money, which dilutes your money, which creates more inflation. They act like they don't know where inflation comes from. They're like, come on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't. What was that bill they just passed? $1.4 trillion, the anti-inflationary thing they were going to do. It's like, you're an idiot. I mean, how do you even say that on television with a straight face? Like, you're printing more money to stop inflation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Maybe you missed, that day at class, but I mean, an 8-year-old could tell you that's not accurate.
Dad Viking Cat asks, what do you think the likelihood is that the XRP escrow becomes the strategic reserve?
Not likely. Nope. I
Zero?
No, I said not likely.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it will be. Like, at the risk of losing everybody here in the channel and everybody just jumping off immediately upon me saying this once again, I'm going to say my biggest problem with XRP is this. When it was created, they handed, I don't know, 10 billion of them to each other. Mm-hmm. There's $1 billion for you and $1 billion for you and $1 billion for you. Okay. And they were the creators of this coin. They did nothing. I should say nothing. They created the code and they made it happen. You can't start a financial economy and network on that strategy. I don't think it's fair for humanity, if you know what I mean. That these 4 or 5 people got the bulk of, not the bulk, I mean, there's 100 billion, and I think there was only 7 or 9 billion distributed to the founders, creators. But I mean, even Brad Garlinghouse came on late, and I think he got 1 or 2 billion coins. And it's like, what? Whoa. Like, you can't base the value of all things on something that they just handed out like candy in the beginning. Now, did they know it was going to be what that's turned out to be? Well, I don't think so, no. But, and now I'm not trying to create the argument between the two coins, but the difference is that you have to earn every Bitcoin. Every Bitcoin had to be earned. Even Satoshi had to earn all of his. So whatever, or they, or whatever you want to believe that Satoshi is. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I've never told anybody who I think Satoshi is. But
there's been a lot coming out about that. We all got theories.
Right.
Last time we were sitting in a lawn chair at the pool together, Dad, we were talking about that very thing.
And we were too, yeah.
I heard Elon talk about AI. The people put it into AI, which makes total sense. But then you go and you start to look at documents and plans and all these things, and man, it goes back a long time. It goes back a long time before I think even that existed. So the plans caught up to the technology, and then the technology, okay, let's put it in there. How do we? Okay, give me a white paper about what would be the greatest strategic, economic tool that people could use. It's like go from there.
Yeah.
But to your point, Dad, I like your point. I mean, can you give a 8, 9, 10% bulk off the top to just a handful of people and let that be your global engine? It's like, I got questions. I got questions on all that.
Yeah, okay, the problem with that always goes down to, well, now you have created a new elite.
Right.
You've created 5 or 6 families that are now like, wow, nobody will ever catch up to that value. Right? They'll be able to own nations. They'll be kings or whatever. It's like, well, I don't think that's why we created crypto. That's not what we meant to do with it. So I love XRP as a transactional value. I don't want to see the dollar based on it. That's not really my hope for it. But remember, I'm wrong a lot. So, I mean, I do see that it could happen like that. Or like, I think it was Atlantic or somebody said in here, it could be a basket of things. It could be a basket of coins. That kind of makes sense. And that sounds like the fair play. What I don't like about that is that, then we're going to constantly rotating this coin good, kind of like the NASDAQ. Oh, this company's good now. Well, let's kick this one out, put a new one in, and maybe that could be good too. I don't know. All to be played for, as they say.
Fiat is monopoly money. Hey, $425,000 sports car. Right, you might want to hang on to that one.
Yeah, you might want to hang on to that.
Want to hang on to that one.
Yeah. No, Brian, no, I have not read the book, but I know who wrote it and I know why he wrote it. So yeah. Yeah, anyway.
Becky solid, man. Wow, Becky came out swinging when she was little. I knew Santa didn't exist when I was a little kid, because all I ever got for Christmas was underwear and one pair of jeans. Never toys.
That'll do it. That's a dead giveaway right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are those your skis? Are those your skis? Both of them?
Yeah, both.
That's pretty good. I'm sorry. If you don't find that movie stupid funny, then I don't know what your problem is. I've said this before, but it's so good. I was watching Hollywood's 100 greatest comedies of all time. I wasn't in it. I was like, excuse me? Like you couldn't even you could put it in 99 or 100th place?
Yeah.
Wrong. Like
wrong.
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 It's got to be in the top 10, in my opinion. But
there's not a bad scene. There isn't a bad moment. There's no wasted space in it.
No.
It's just great.
Yeah.
Afternoon, Professor. You and I need to chat.
Yeah.
I blame myself. Way past due. Gotta get on that. Again, gonna be doing Patreon videos with crew. I brought that up to Peaky and Cody recently. We all want to work together and do one. Anybody else in here in our beloved chat, please reach out to us. You know, over there, man, that's the thing too, is it doesn't matter the topic, it doesn't matter what you're passionate about. I'll run with you on it. I'll run with you. Let's do it.
We have no, I can't break that news yet. I'm going to break that next Sunday, guys. Oh, I am going to the Link to conference in Silicon Valley. It's on a Tuesday, Brent, so I didn't think you could make it. But
Atlantic's got a question. I see you, Atlantic. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Friend's wife went to bank looking for validation investing in crypto. Bank told her it's a scam. She is upset. Do you have any advice, video, literature to help her realize she has not made a mistake?
Go to the Staple Crew, and there's 400 videos there.
Like or subscribe, you know.
If you watch the first 5, you'll pretty much figure out why the people in the bank are telling you that. Actually, my last Thursday night video, I ruffle a lot of feathers in saying it this way, but I really mean it this way. The bank, I know most people don't like banks. They hate banks and the banks. Banks are done. I'm tired of the middleman. Okay, except for one thing. When you go to buy a car, a vehicle, or a house, or whatever you want to buy on time, you need somebody. Because you don't want to spend $50,000 on a new truck, right? And you don't want to have to sell $50,000 worth of your XRP. Because if XRP is making you money, why would you say get rid of them? That's a goose. It's laying all those golden eggs for you. You don't want to do that. You want to spend their worthless fiat money, okay? And you want to borrow their worthless fiat money because it's not an asset. You want to keep your assets to grow. This is what you're learning about becoming a wealthy individual. You're learning that the wealthy keep assets and they borrow cheap money. That's why you want a bank. So with the premise of my show on Thursday night was the concept of banks to stay relevant in the future because money is cheap. Value of dollars is going to zero, right? So how do they stay relevant? How do they stay in business? How could they possibly survive this crypto revolution? Well, they're going to have to make money. How are they going to make money? They can't make any money when XRP costs you 2 cents to send $1 billion. Okay. They can't make any money at that. So the concept, the premise of the show was basically that, hey, you're going to, as Mr. and Mrs. Smith, be able to walk into that same bank, okay, and say, look, I don't own any XRP or what a Cardano or whatever your coin is, and I would like to own some. Can I get a loan to buy some crypto?
Mm-hmm.
And the bank will say, we have an officer right on hand, right over here. Please sit down, Mrs. Smith. Yes, we can give you a $50,000 loan, 10 years. It'll cost you 5% interest. In 10 years, you have to pay the loan back. And here's your payments, $250 a month. It's worth it to you to spend $250 a month because now you have $50,000 worth of coins today. It's also worth the bank to charge you because now they can make money on a coin that they can keep inside their own wallet. If you don't pay it, they keep them. Okay, that makes coin go up. That makes their collateral. That's what the FAB, my opinion, FAB 121 is the collateral inside the bank.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because when you go down the street and you buy the truck for $50,000 and you drive it off the lot, you start treating it like a stepchild. And when the bank gets it back, it's trash because they had to repossess the thing and it's like a piece of garbage, just that it didn't keep its value. What happened to the XRP coin? Went up because they sold more and more loans and they made more money off those loans and more people bought crypto. You see where that whole thing was going?
Mm-hmm.
And banks stay relevant. Banks keep the collateral. You get to keep the profits of XRP from the very first day of the 50,000 that you got. And as it accumulated in asset value, you get to keep them. And you say, well, Alan, what happens if I can't make my payments? You borrowed fiat, worthless money for real money. So you sell $250 in August because you can't make your payment. You sell $250 worth of your crypto that you want to make the payment. You understand where all that goes?
Mm-hmm.
You understand how the bank works? Bankers hold more coin. Everybody who already owns coins is like, well, I don't need to borrow any coins because I already own my coins. Well, let's look at how many people in the world actually own crypto. 5%, 10% of the world. You're a tiny little market right now. How do you get everybody in the world to buy crypto? They can't. Yeah, get them to borrow to buy it. And instead of paying a credit card, oh, I'll put it on my credit card. No, 20% interest? No. Go to the bank, get a proper loan. This is the future of crypto. Now, you won't hear that on any other channel. Nobody else is probably, frankly, dumb enough to actually say that live on video. But I did it because it makes money and it makes sense and it makes the world go around. Because the problem with making your real estate that same product, oh, I got a 30-year loan and I only put 10% down on it, you're leveraged. Okay? $1 million home, you're leveraged $900,000. If you do the same leverage with crypto, the value of cryptos are going to go up. Everybody gets on the bandwagon and they always go up. Sure, they'll level off, but they'll always go up. Why wouldn't the bank want them to go up? Why wouldn't Wall Street want to go up? Why wouldn't the public want them to go up? All of that is a win-win-win, because when your real estate goes up, the next generation can't afford it. That's a detriment to society. So what did we just create in what I just explained? We created the perfect place for a bubble.
Mm-hmm.
All that mess that they're going to print is going to go into that bubble now. That's what Trump is all about right now. This is my opinion. This is my strategy of what I think where we're headed.
Mm-hmm.
Is it another scene out of Dumb and Dumber? Maybe, but it could be accurate and it could be what they're doing. Because what you think, the way we think, because we're crypto people, we mistake this. We go, oh, the banks want it as collateral because I'm going to put my XRP in the bank and I'm going to earn interest on it. Maybe, of course, maybe to some degree, but they don't give you interest now on the cash you put in there, right? But you and I, we don't own enough crypto for that to be valuable to the bank. You understand? Because we're a minuscule percentage of the population. You're thinking with crypto mind. And you're saying, oh, well, the bank's going to pay me to collateralize. That's not what in my opinion, that's not what Fab 121 is about. What I think that everybody's missed the big picture on is what I just said. Because there's not enough crypto out there that you and I own to collateralize for the bank to actually pay you interest on. You're 5% of the world's population. There's no money in that for them. They deal with trillions.
Right.
Just my perception of what I think could happen.
Yeah.
A crypto professor, you definitely got to chat with him.
Yeah. And right, she's upset. You know, she's confused. But you nailed that, Dad. You know, so other part of the question, what videos, what resources, what places to understand kind of like the economic crisis and like what happened in housing markets and banks. I really like Inside Job. It's just an easy 2 hours to understand that. Uh, Great film, great documentary. Um, understanding how it's all worked in the past. I was trying to figure out the name of that lady. She just did a great video. We were all talking about how it all works, um, kind of global economic system. Um, but then the other one is you go to people.
Lynn Alden.
Yeah, Lynn.
Yeah.
I would
Great book, by the way.
Atlantic, I would send her to Lynn. And just get that. It's like, okay, how about both? How about your friend looks at both? It's like, okay, I'm doing my bank account thing here and all that, but I'm not going to be discouraged about what I'm creating and the wealth that I'm creating and my wallet and being my own bank, with working in crypto. And I started originally with Crypto Casey, like her beginning like 20, 30 videos is where I would send her or anybody. Because once again, you like sometimes you have to just turn the light bulb on of like, okay, what is this that I actually have? Because we all get lost in the weeds of like the government's involved and the banks are gonna, have it and try to collateralize with it. And with all this stuff that's going on, what do you have? What do you own? I have to come back to that once a month. Um, the bankers aren't trained to talk to you about it. This is what they've been told. They're doing what they've been told, and a lot of them probably haven't gone out and done the research for themselves because they've been looking at other economic instruments in their business, in their position, just like we all do. And then that's what we start doing and using, and everything else is just kind of bullshit. So yeah, just there's so many good videos, so many good people out there doing content.
Yeah.
And it sounds like your friend, because I would have been a little pissed too. I would have wanted to, talk to the teller about what's going on. And so probably a very normal feeling.
Yeah. People are asking about Jimmy Valley. I shot a video last week on the boat for Patreon members, and I didn't post it. I watched the playback, and I don't think I should post it. So I can't yet, guys. I can't yet. Yeah, I will soon. Okay, I will as soon as we can. I will, but
you haven't even talked to me about what that is.
And so I can't make a promise to somebody in the space and then break it. Why would I do that? I wouldn't do that for anybody here. So I'm not going to do that.
Don't do it, Dad. Don't do it.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to do that.
Good.
It's all good news. That's all you need to know about that. There's no tragic news. Oh, sell your coins yesterday. Oh, I got out before everybody got wrecked. No, it's not that. It's the opposite of that. So yeah. So just, I guess, be patient. And it doesn't mean that just because Jimmy and I know about something, it just means it's going to happen. It's going to revolutionize the world. Doesn't mean that either. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we had a great question way back when somebody asked us about collateralizing in a bank, and I do agree there's going to be a bunch of that happening. And I do think, well, that's Jimmy's angle, is he thinks that we're going to switch everything. We're going to push everything to XRP, and then that XRP is going to issue new currency all over the world type thing. It's possible. I mean, don't get me wrong. He is really sharp, man. He knows what he's talking about, a lot of different areas. That could happen. That is not what he and I talked about, though. That's been his concept for a few years now. Yeah. And actually, what's his name too? Really resides in that neighborhood too. Is oh gosh, it's terrible. I can't remember his name. Anyway, it'll come to me. Reaper guy. Who's the Reaper guy? Brent?
Oh, I always forget his name too.
I always do.
I speak of him so highly. I forget people's names.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
No, the U.S. dollar is not going to be replaced anytime soon, guys. No, I don't believe that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They were just poking you about Jimmy death.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Just poking.
Good to see Ron in the house.
Yeah, what's up, brother?
Patrick.
Yeah, I really love. Yeah, thanks for the question, Atlantic. I really love everything Brittany wrote too. That was
Patrick.
Go back and read that. There's a lot of good information out there. Yeah.
This
is all about integrity. Integrity, folks.
This is good right here.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Todd. My wife works at a bank. None of the employees knew anything about crypto. After seeing us invest thousands of dollars and the few things we taught them, several want to get together to learn more.
Yeah, right.
Let's go.
Like, we have to remember. I didn't mean to do that.
Order's in.
Let's remember, guys. The bank teller, that's the low end of the pole. I mean, that's sort of like, asking the groundskeeper at the golf course, what's going on with the new PGA event coming up. It just doesn't make sense. You're asking the wrong people. They also sat there the day of 2008 when all the banks got bailed out, went, oh, gee, I don't know. I heard about the news just like you did today. They didn't have a concept anything was going on.
The greenskeeper at a PGA event is such a good analogy for that, dude. I wish I had thought of that, Dad. Perfect.
Right.
I was just as surprised as you were, man.
Right. Oh, you mean we're all broke? Damn, my machine says I still have numbers here.
They got the pitchfork up against their neck. Like, dude, I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know anything.
Right. Yeah. I'm just here the one that reads the notes to where I hand over the bank money to the guy with the gun. That's my job in life. That's what I do. I'm kind of surprised that more banking people aren't looked upon in our society more negatively. I don't mean tellers. I mean at the top. Yeah.
Hey, Evan, we love you, man. Enjoy your walk.
Yeah, we got to head out too, Brent.
Yeah, pet the dog extra hard for me.
Right.
Yeah, and a lot of people love their hometown banks, and there's credit unions and fiduciaries, and there's we're not sitting here just talking smack. There'll be a need for it for a lot of people. I hope we can get to a place together where it's like you said, Dad. It's like bank account. If you can fog a mirror, if you can, understand and consume information, and you can apply it. You can do this stuff. I've done a ton of it. I've done 90% of what you can do in the space as we can do it today.
Yeah.
And I'm no genius. So
Let's remember too the day of old of hometown bank to where they were loyal to you. That's don't confuse that. They will throw you under the bus immediately. I know it's your hometown bank and everything, but the loyalty of banking is it's numbers to them. You're a numbers game, and you know, even if he's your brother-in-law, he's the branch manager, he's not going to be able to do anything for you. That's just the way the world, that whole thing works now. And when you want to spend the money that you don't have, like they can't allow you to do that. So, yeah, I love that you don't in the future. You don't need a bank. You only need a wallet. And I can't wait for that day to come. And I can't wait for wallets to get more user friendly. I got to share this real quick. I was talking with a guy. In fact, he's the one that kind of talked me into going to the Silicon Valley event with Link2. He's going to be a guest speaker there, and he was telling me that, listen to this one, guys. You're going to love this. Okay, the future of wallets, crypto wallets, are clearly it's going to be AI, but it's going to be you just talking to your phone. No touching buttons, no nothing. It's voice recognition, your voice. Okay. So if you don't tell, you're just going to tell it, okay, I want 5,000 of my XRP to be staking on this ledger. Boom, it's done. He goes, we're already there. We're already doing that on your phone. And nobody can take those coins out of there unless it's you or you knew your voice. The problem with codes and passwords and the rest of it is it's all online. It can be duplicated.
mm-hmm.
So he's doing it with a whole combination of voice recognition, your phone, your location, da 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 da. And it's brilliant stuff. Where they're going is amazing. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Lunch is in order. That's what's in the background.
Let's get everybody on to their Sunday.
Yes, that sounds great. Kev,
love the comment, Kevin.
Yeah,
love it. We're putting it up. Could you imagine asking a CVS pharmacy about marijuana 5 years ago? I can't.
Nope.
No.
That's not. That's the same thing. All right, B-Man, let's get out of here. Appreciate everybody, and I will be seeing everybody. We're not doing that battle BTC XRP thing. Come on, man. We're grown adults here. Pick your coin or own both. I mean, I think if you don't own both, you're. Anyway, that's my opinion.
We like both around here.
Okay, guys. I gotta go.
Have a blessed day, everybody. Stay awesome. Much love to you all.